Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Max, and today I'm very excited to be reviewing and installing another Tesla rear screen. This one is sent to me by company ZHNN, and it works on both the Model 3 and the Model Y. If you're familiar with my channel, you know that I installed one of these screens on my Tesla Model 3 a few weeks ago, and now that I have another one to look at and install, I'm actually going to be installing this on my in-laws car who also own a Tesla Model 3. ZHNN did provide this product to me free for a review, so thank you so much ZHNN. Very excited to get into this box and see what it's all about. They sell a bunch of different car products, so definitely worth checking them out. They have a whole Amazon storefront and website. I'll include links in the description below, along with a link to this specific product, which at this current time, if you use my link, you get an additional 5% off. And again, it's through Amazon, so it comes really quickly and through a really reliable seller. Similar to the other screen that I reviewed, this has a built-in 8.66-inch display that runs on Android OS and is full HD. It has a ton of different apps on it. You have access to the Google Store, you have access to Netflix, TikTok, YouTube, anything you can think of, and it also gives you the ability to control your car very similar to the front screen. So yeah, very excited to get into the box here and get this on my family's car. So let's take a look at what this came with and then get the install on the car. Alright, so right from the get-go, this looks just like the box of the other screen that I installed, so I have a feeling it's going to be pretty much exactly the same, just distributed by a different company. So let's check that out and see what's in this box. And as I suspected, this does look like the same hardware as the screen that I installed in my car. I always appreciate something like this. Maybe it's a little old school, but having paper directions to follow along with versus relying on your phone during install, or if you need to check how to operate something on the fly, I always think is a great feature. And I would love for more companies that create products or do accessories for Teslas to include paper directions versus just videos or online directions. Definitely a nice touch from ZHNN. Alright, so everything in the box is in this package here. So tucked away up here we have the install materials. We have our wiring harness. Again, this is exactly the same as the one that I installed previously. We have our wiring connection cap. We have our USB to USB-C adapter. And we have our little plastic crowbar that'll help us gain access to various wiring underneath the panels in the car. And last but not least, we have our 8.66 HD display. This runs on Android Auto, and from the looks of it, hardware-wise, this is in fact the exact same screen that I currently have in my Tesla Model 3. We'll see when we get this installed in my in-laws car if it operates in the exact same fashion. But yeah, that's all I have for the unboxing, so let's get this installed on the car, go through that process, and review how this product works. So when you go to install the screen, the first thing that you're going to want to do is use the little plastic crowbar included to pop off the vent that's in the rear seat. When you pull this away, you'll notice that there are several wires connecting into this that power the charge ports. You're going to want to disconnect these and use the provided wire cover to ensure that you keep that connection safe while you're moving through different aspects of the install. Next, you move down to the bottom panel of the middle console, and you're going to use that crowbar again to pry away that panel. Once revealed, you'll see the main harness that you'll be wiring into, and you'll also see two screws above it that you're going to want to remove. Once these are removed, it gives you the ability to pop off that center panel cover, and you do this by pulling in an up and away motion, and it should slide right off. Now with the panel fully exposed, you take the wiring harness that was provided for the splice-in and connect that into the blue wiring. Simply disconnect the blue connection that's built into the car and insert the wiring in between those two connection points. From here you'll be running the offshoot wires up to where the air vent cover previously was. Once these are in position, take the screen and hook up your two connections. The larger of these two wires go directly into the back of the screen to power it up, and the other smaller connection wires into the screen to allow for control of the front two seats. When you plug the power in, you should see the screen immediately power up. Before you put everything back together, this is a perfect time to test out the controls to make sure it is fully responsive and you have a solid product to work with. Once you confirm everything's working properly, set the screen to the side and place the middle panel back in position first, ensuring that the wires are running cleanly behind it. Once it's snapped in, you replace those 2 screws that you removed. Then place the lower panel snap back into place, covering up the wires that you spliced into. This can take some trial and error as it is a very tight space and you've just added a considerable amount of wiring in there, so just play around with getting that into place so that all the panels snap back into position and you get a nice flush finish and all the seams in your car look the same as you did before you started this install. With that, the final step is to take the screen and to snap it into the position where the air vents previously were. You need to start by pushing this into the bottom and then pushing forward, and it should snap in to perfectly align to all the seams and almost look like a factory accessory once completed. And with that, the install is complete. So let's take a look at what this looks like in the car. So I've said this before and I'll say it again, I think these screens look great in the back of your Tesla. It really does give it the same look as the Highland Refresh, and all that for a much more affordable price than going out and buying a new car. The color, the finish, the way it lines up, it all looks like a factory accessory. And honestly, when I have people in the car who aren't familiar with what my Tesla should have in it, they assume that the car came with that screen, which is really what you want when you put this type of third-party accessory into your car. Functionality-wise, everything worked as it should. I'm able to control the AC, I'm able to adjust the front seats if that's something you're interested in doing from the back. And the whole thing is incredibly intuitive, and they did a great job putting software on here that mimics the look and feel of the Tesla controls that you already have up front. The inclusion of Apple CarPlay is also a cool feature, so if you do have people in the rear seat that want to control the music or put something on, it's something that they can do via Bluetooth, which is super nice. Like I said in the intro of the video, it comes with a host of built-in apps, and if you want to run your phone as a hotspot to access this on the go, you can definitely do that and stream shows wherever you are, which for me with 2 toddlers is great. It'll be great for my in-laws too, who are always carting around my niece and nephew. It gives them the ability to access the entire library that they have access to through video streaming wherever they go. And if you don't want to use your data plan, you can always hard download files to this device and access them. It does come with a dongle that allows you to connect the USB into the screen and transfer data directly to it, which is awesome to see that you can upload files and use them on the go. This screen does have a built-in speaker, which while it's nothing crazy in terms of volume, it's what you'd expect from a 8-inch tablet. So it's perfect for the back seat when kids are watching, loud enough for them to hear, but not so loud that it drowns out the music or whatever I'm listening to up front. And it does have Bluetooth connectivity options, so you could connect it to a set of headphones if that was your preference and you don't want to hear whatever they're listening to in back. And yeah, there's a ton of different controls and settings you can mess with. You can mess with volume, you can mess with the different sound settings, you can choose different connections. Basically anything that you can do on your tablet at home, you can do with this screen. And it has full access to the Google Play Store, so as long as the app is compatible with this specific screen, you can download it and you can use it on there. And finally, from an install perspective, this really was pretty easy. It was easier than the one that I did on my car, but that's because I already have a ton of wire spliced in. You just have to be comfortable with taking those panels off. But other than that, it's simply plugging a wire in and then snapping things back into place. It can feel intimidating, but it really is pretty simple. It doesn't require any type of expertise. Just follow along with the directions provided and you should be a-okay with the install. All that to say that I definitely recommend this screen. I think it's awesome for someone who got a Tesla Model 3 or Model Y before a refresh that had a screen in the back, especially someone with young kids who you need to keep entertained on long car rides. This is an awesome accessory to have and something that we personally get a ton of use out of in the short time that we've already owned it. And it definitely gives your Tesla a much more modern and premium look. So yeah, if you're looking for a screen for the back of your car, look no further than the screen provided by ZHNN. Again, links will be in the description below, and for a limited time, they are offering 5% off their Amazon link, so definitely click on the link that I provided so you can get the best deal for your screen. But yeah, that's all I had to talk about today. If you did like this content and you want to see more, please like, comment, and subscribe to see more. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.